Welcome back to the darkness. Usually we share stories found on the internet, but tonight we have something different, something real. Sitting with us in the studio today is a survivor. Her name is Emma. At just 25 years old, she had what many of us dream of: a beautiful life, a loving husband named Liam, and their 5-year-old son, Noah. They were the picture-perfect family, but in the blink of an eye, that perfect life was torn apart by something unexplainable, something that was waiting for them in the woods. Emma has bravely agreed to sit down and share her trauma with us, in hopes that her warning might save someone else. I won't say anything more. I think it's best if you hear the truth directly from her. Emma, whenever you're ready.
If I could go back to that Sunday morning, I would never have let Liam drive us into those woods, because the man who came back home with me wasn't my husband. They say be careful what you wish for. We loved the thrill, you know. Liam and I, we were obsessed with horror. Every night, after tucking our 5-year-old Noah into bed, we'd lie there listening to scary stories. Skinwalkers, forest rangers, glitches in the Matrix, we consumed it all. It was our ritual, our safe little dose of fear before drifting off to sleep. But we made a mistake. We thought the horror was just content. We didn't realize that sometimes, if you stare into the dark long enough, something stares back. My name is Emma, and I need to tell you why my husband isn't my husband anymore. It happened on a Sunday. We decided to go off the grid. No phones, no iPads, no distractions, just us and nature. We found a spot about 3 miles, 5 kilometers from our house, a dense patch of woods locally known as Blackwood Ridge. It's beautiful during the day, but at night, the trees grow so thick they block out the moon. Liam was excited. He was 28, full of life, always the protector. I was 25, just happy to get away from the city noise. And little Noah, he was just happy to roast marshmallows. We set up camp near a small, isolated lake. By 10 p.m., the fire was roaring. Noah was fast asleep in the tent. Liam and I sat by the fire, the orange glow dancing on our faces. Ready for a story? Liam whispered, grinning. We didn't have our phones, so we were taking turns telling stories we remembered from YouTube. The atmosphere was perfect, almost too perfect. The wind was howling through the pines, sounding like whispered voices. That's when we heard it. Not a story, but a sound. Snap, a twig breaking. We both froze. It came from the direction of the lake. Out of the shadows, a woman appeared. She looked off. She was young, maybe around Liam's age, wearing a white dress that looked damp and muddy. She wasn't shivering, even though the night air was biting cold. "Please," she said. Her voice was melodic, almost like a hum. It didn't sound panicked, which should have been my first red flag. "Please, I need help. My baby. He fell in the water. I can't lift him." Liam stood up immediately. His hero instinct kicked in. "Where? Show me," he shouted. I grabbed his arm. "Liam, wait. Something feels wrong. Why isn't she screaming? Why is she so calm?" But Liam didn't look at me. He was staring at her. His eyes looked glazed over, like he was sleepwalking. "I have to help her, Emma," he muttered. But it didn't sound like him. It sounded robotic. The woman smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. It was wide, too wide. "Come," she whispered. Liam pulled his arm away from my grip with a strength I didn't know he had. He walked toward her. He didn't look back at me. He didn't look back at the tent where his real son was sleeping. He just followed her into the darkness, towards the black water of the lake. "Liam," I screamed. I wanted to run after him, but my legs felt heavy, paralyzed by a fear I can't explain. They vanished into was Liam, but he was different. He left wearing a blue flannel shirt and jeans. He returned wearing a black hoodie and black cargo pants. My blood ran cold. Liam hated black clothes. He always said they were depressing. He didn't even own a hoodie like that. "Liam," I whispered, "where were you? Where did you get those clothes?" He didn't look at me. He stared straight ahead at the dying embers of the fire. His skin was pale, almost gray. "I got lost," he said. His voice was flat, monotone. "What about the woman, the baby?" I asked, shaking him. He turned his head slowly. His eyes were dark, empty. "There was no woman, Emma. Let's go home." He walked to the car and sat in the driver's seat. He didn't help pack the tent. He didn't hug Noah. He just sat there, staring at the rising sun with a look of disgust. Things got worse when we got home. Liam changed. He stopped speaking. He stopped eating with us. He started sealing the windows with heavy curtains. He couldn't stand the sunlight. If a ray of sun touched his skin, he would flinch like it burned him. He spent his days locked in the guest bedroom. At night, I would hear him, not sleeping, talking. He would whisper to the walls. Sometimes he would laugh, a cold, high-pitched giggle that didn't belong to a grown man. I tried to confront him. "Liam, please talk to me. What happened in the woods?" He would just look at me and say, "The water is so deep, Emma. It's so beautiful down there." Then the disappearances started. I would walk into his room, and it would be empty. No way out windows locked, door locked from the outside. But he would be gone. Then, hours later, he would just appear in the corner of the room, standing perfectly still, wearing that same black hoodie. It drove me insane. I called the police, but they found nothing. They said he was probably just stressed. Stressed. My husband was fading out of reality. Yesterday was the last time I saw him. He walked into the room. He looked at me, and for a second, I saw the old Liam in his eyes. He looked terrified. "Emma," he gasped. "She's calling me back. The gate is open." Who is calling you?" I cried. Before he could answer, the shadows in the room seemed to stretch. They wrapped around him like vines. He didn't scream. He just dissolved, like smoke in the wind. He vanished right in front of my eyes. I collapsed on the floor, weeping. I sat there for hours in his empty room, holding his wedding ring that he left on the dresser. "Liam, where did you go? Why did you leave me alone?" I sobbed into the silence. That's when I heard it, a voice, not from the hallway, not from outside, but from the air itself. It was her voice, the woman from the lake. "Don't cry, Emma." The voice cooed. It was sweet, sickeningly sweet. "Your husband isn't lost. I liked him so much. His soul was so bright. I just had to keep it." I looked around frantically. "Give him back. Where is he?" The voice laughed. "He is with us now, in our land, deep below the roots, deeper than the ocean, in the places you humans forgot exists. He is happy here. He is ours. He will never walk in the sun again." The voice whispered, fading away. "He belongs to the fairy mounds now. Goodbye, Emma. I still live in this house, but I'm leaving tomorrow, because every night, when I turn off the lights, I can hear scratching inside the walls. And sometimes I hear Liam's voice, whispering from the other side, telling me how beautiful the darkness is. Don't go into the woods. Don't listen to the cries for help. And never, ever let go of the ones you love. Because there are things out there that want them more than you do."
And that was Emma's terrifying reality. Dear listeners, how did Emma's story make you feel? Do you believe that something replaced her husband in those woods? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to hear more true nightmares like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. I will be back very soon with more chill and true stories just